Hi, welcome back to Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener, and I am right now showing you some of my sirloin soup that I made today. And this is mostly vegetables out of my garden. Of course, the only thing is not the meat. Anyway, let's go take a trip out to the garden and take a look. Oh my, take a look at this garden. It is just a jungle now. That's all you can say about it. I've got sunflowers that are close to probably 20 feet tall, as you can see. And everything is just growing amazingly well. Just so many vegetables. Just can't really have much to say about what all is going on. Anyway, if you've noticed, we've had a few more subscribers, and these subscribers on my channel are actually from Switzerland. There are some friends of ours, so please make them welcome. There are a few of them in there, and definitely want to make them welcome into the Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener family. They're just taking a look at all of the stuff that I'm growing out here. We went to visit them back a couple of years ago, and don't know if we'll ever be able to go visit again now with COVID restrictions as they are. If this will ever be over, we don't know. Anyway, this is the garden right now. It is pretty late in the evening, and I keep having to pause the video because I either have helicopters going over, or I have a grandson who is running around in the background, or dogs are coming out the door. This is one of the reasons why it has become so difficult to do a video the last few days. Is it has been exceptionally busy. We had to go out and get my daughter a new vehicle. She needed a four-wheel drive to go back and forth across the pass to go to the University of Wyoming. And we did secure that, but it has been just so much that we've had to do. Anyway, last time we left off, we had some radishes that were getting ready, and if you see those little red dots in there, that are the radishes that are coming on. Again, these are Crimson Giant and German Giant. So I have both variety in there. You can see all those little red ones in there, and they still are not quite big enough. They're going to have to be a little bit longer getting ready. I mean, right now I could pull them and they would be a very nice average sized radish, but they are bigger. They usually get about 2 inches across, so just want them to get a little bit bigger. And then of course we have the rainbow blend that is over there, and they are starting to put on their second, third, and fourth leaves now, getting a little bit bigger. So they haven't been in the ground very long. It takes about 21 days for radishes. They've only been in for about a week. So there you go. Just everything is looking beautiful. It's just very jungle-like out here right now because I can no longer really get into the garden to weed anything except for the patches where I've taken things out and replanted some more items. And I did go ahead and replant some lettuce that I had mentioned in the last video in a strip, and I think that we are still having problems with ants over there, so I'm going to have to again put some more bait out there and see if we can get rid of those ants that are happening. Basically all I use for the ants is taro, and they carry it back to the nest and then it kills them. But these are very large ants. They are I think carpenter ants or something, and they're all living underneath this little green downspout overflow thing. So you don't really see them unless I disturb the nest, and then they all come out, and there's a whole lot of them, and they're pretty big. So they've been there for a few years, and it's time to eradicate that nest because they keep cutting any lettuce down that is over in this section. So darn ants is all I have to say. And the mosquitoes are coming out right now because I did just get finished watering everything. It has been dry. It has not rained as much as it had been raining. We are still getting a little bit of rain here and there, but just not quite as much as it was. Temperatures have started cooling down now. We are only have a couple more days where we're going to be in the 90s. For the most part, it's going down into the lower to mid 80s, and even some lower 70s coming up. And I think at one point in the evening we're going to be hitting 49. Anyway, all the mint and everything is still looking wonderful, and of course it is liking the cooler temperatures rather than these so hot. So they are blooming, all this stuff kind of going on. Kale still looking wonderful, getting ready to harvest it and to start making mixed greens to get canned up. Got plenty of beets going on, and the kohlrabi still coming on. Pumpkin has now set 3 or 4 more pumpkins on it. Some of them are getting pretty large now, but they will not probably be as large as this one is. And this one is starting to get a little bit of color on it. Just some yellow spots. Hasn't really started turning orange yet, but it's not far off. It'll start turning orange pretty soon, so it won't be getting much larger than it is, and it's a good size jack-o'-lantern. And anyway, we have some more pumpkins that are coming on. It's getting really dark, so I don't know if I'll be able to see them, but I will do another video tomorrow during the day so you can see what all is going on. And we do have butternut squash that are coming on, and that little section of butternut squash that I had just extras and put in there. North side of the house, we still have zucchini on that zucchini plant that was supposed to have been a jack-o'-lantern. The plant has gotten quite large now and has even set some runners on it, which means that the zucchini plant is getting towards the end of its life cycle. So anyway, there it is. And you see that it has spread out quite a bit. It's about 3 feet across, which is typical for a zucchini plant. Just in the main garden, I get some really, really large plants. Sometimes they get 6 feet or more across. Anyway, looking fantastic. We are getting a fall bunch of strawberries in here. We're getting loads and loads of blooms and some strawberries that are setting. And of course, we have this covered to keep birds and squirrels and insects out of it. But you can see we do have strawberries setting down in there for fall strawberries. These are ever-bearing strawberry variety. So everything looking great there. Still have not gotten the azaleas into the ground. Again, we've just been so busy, it has just not happened as yet. But they will be getting in before cool weather sets. Anyway, dogs are out here running around, and let's go ahead and look back in the main garden. I did go ahead and cut some rhubarb because I'm going to be making a strawberry rhubarb pie, and just beautiful. And when I did cut them, they smelled so fragrant. It just absolutely smelled delicious. It's going to be the perfect complement to strawberries. Unfortunately, I am allergic to strawberries, so it will not be me that is eating the strawberries. Rhubarb pie is going to be my partner and my kids. We have no heads on the cauliflower, so we're over here in the cauliflower section, and we're probably pretty much beyond the time that we would be able to get cauliflower heads on this, because we start getting snow in mid to late September here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So I'm hoping that it holds off until October. Every once in a while it will hold off until then. Maybe we'll get some heads on these cauliflower, but at this point I'm pretty much doubting it, because they've been in here for so long and have not done anything other than just get really, really big. So we've got plenty of acorn squash that are setting on the white acorn squash plants now. I've pulled lots of cocozelle squash off of the cocozelle squash plants. We have zucchinis that are coming in now. I've got several zucchinis in my fridge right now, and I'm going to have to figure out something to do with them. Zucchini bread or just pickling up some squash relish. Anyway, and beautiful, beautiful purple bell peppers now. As you can see, they're nice big ones. I think we've got 4 on this plant right now with some little ones coming on. 4 in a plant behind, and they're kind of getting crowded out now by the yellow straight neck squash. So really going to have to get in there and trim back some fronds on the yellow straight neck squash. We've got more giant Marconi that are coming on that you can't really see because it's just getting darker. I have gotten 2 quart-sized bags of peas off of my pea plants right now. I've got 5 really short rows in here, and the rest of the peas, which I have plenty of blooms, plenty of peas that are coming on, I'm going to go ahead and let those make the peas inside, and then I'm going to shell them. Which you can still eat the pea pods on these, by the way, even when you shell them, because this is Cascadia peas and Alaskan snow peas. I'll just be using the Alaskan snow peas for collecting the seed. Got loads and loads and loads of tomatoes that are coming on. And as you can see on the other side of the garden, really nice. Loads of red curry squash. They are really getting big now. And I have gotten quite a few beans off of my beans. Just amazing amount of beans that are in here. And cucumbers, I'm getting cucumbers now, and I've got loads of cucumbers on these plants, surprisingly enough. Still pretty small, but are definitely coming on. So it shouldn't be more than a few days once they get started. Loads of peppers and all of my pepper plants, and these sunflowers are getting pretty tall now. These are the Chianti and Autumn Beauty, as well as the Teddy Bear and Gray Stripe. Loads and loads and loads. And my potatoes are out of control completely, and my Tahitian squash has actually made it all the way over to here. You can see those runners there. They go all the way back to the corn. Corn in the back has just about caught up with the corn in the front now, as you can see. Should start tasseling soon, and I've got ears that are coming on all of the corn now. And I have big Tahitian squash that are hanging in the corn in areas, and I would love to show you, but it is dark, and I will get a little bit of a video of that tomorrow. But loads and loads and loads going on in here. The gold potatoes, which were the last potatoes that I planted, absolutely gorgeous, nice big tall plants. White pumpkin, have several of them that are set now on the vines. Don't look like they're going to be very large, but they are white pumpkins nonetheless. The lettuce that I set here is the Butter Crunch, supposed to get kind of a loose head lettuce, and it's doing pretty good. Getting bigger by the minute, by the day, so looking forward to that. And then I did have a little second run of dill over here. The dill is catching up quite nicely, and of course I still have the container dill near the front. Acorn squash through here, doing great. I do have some watermelon that are set on the vines. I got in there and checked the vines. They're about softball size now, so maybe, who knows, I might get a watermelon out of this. And here's another look at the corn. Corn is about 8 feet tall now. This is the peaches and cream corn. Next year I will be going back to the early sun glow because it just gets ready quicker. Loads of acorn squash set in here. All of them really nice and big. And this is again the Tahitian squash on around through here. And we have got several Tahitian squash around here as well that are hidden down in there. And the leaves on these vary between just plain green, you see some in there, and variegated, as you can see here. So beautiful leaf set, just love them, but I won't be doing these again because it does take 110 days for these to get ready. So hopefully we'll get something out of them. And then I have loads and loads of cucumbers over here in the container cucumbers. This is with my lemon tree. I believe these are the poinsett cucumbers. Absolutely beautiful cucumbers in here. I've got loads in there. I've already pulled several. All of my other plants in the containers doing fantastic. Tomatoes, all of that. Strawberries. I have strawberries hanging everywhere now, as you can see. Loads of cucumbers in this one. And getting some cantaloupe set on this one. This is the Charentais or Charentois cantaloupe. And I do have Charentois cantaloupe in here. The only difference that I've noticed is that I don't have any ridges on these, but I don't think it matters. I've had cantaloupe in the past that didn't get ridges. Anyway, I know it's kind of dark, but there you go. These are very nicely sized cantaloupe. And I have 3 and 4 cantaloupes on every one of the plants. including the Minnesota midget, which should be getting ready pretty soon. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plants. I've got eggplant that are setting their fruit now. So you can see my eggplant there. And loads of cucumbers on this cucumber plant as well. And the herb garden out here is looking fantastic. I don't think I'm going to get any squash. We talked about that last time. The soil is just not conducive to that. But I do have some acorn squash set on these plants that I had put in the back. And you can see one set right there. And there's another one right there. So I will get some acorn squash out of this. It just won't be very many. And got sunflowers blooming in here. These are the really short variety of sunflowers. We've got some more back there. Chamomile still going strong. And just beautiful, beautiful plants. And I've even got some blooms now on this German Queen tomato. And we have fruit set on all of the tomato plants back around the other side. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you in the next video.